Think about the last time you posted something, and then checked your phone every few minutes, waiting to see who noticed. Or the last time someone's opinion of you changed how you felt about yourself for the rest of that entire day. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why that happens, why it feels impossible to stop, and what it is costing you. This is not about insecurity. This is not about being weak. This is about a system inside your brain built to keep you alive. And most people will go their entire lives feeding that system without ever once understanding what it actually is. Validation seeking is not a personality flaw. It is a neurological drive, as old as human survival itself. For most of human history, being accepted by your group was the difference between life and death. Your brain remembers that even though your life no longer depends on it, the system never got the update. So every time someone approves of you, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical people become addicted to. And every time someone withdraws approval, your brain registers it, not as a social event, but as an emergency. This is why one negative comment can erase 10 positive ones. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed for. It is scanning constantly for signs of rejection, for any signal that your position in the group is not secure. The more uncertain your sense of self, the louder the scanner runs, and the more you need others to tell you. That is the real mechanism. Validation seeking is not vanity. It is an identity crisis, wearing a mask. You are not looking for likes. You are looking for proof that you matter, that your existence is justified. And the cruel irony is that the more you seek that proof outside, the less you can generate it within. Every time external validation works, your brain learns one thing, that the answer is out there, not in here, and the dependency deepens. This is why people who receive the most praise are often the most fragile. They have outsourced their self-worth completely. Social media did not create this, but it weaponized it. It gave a biological drive, a scoreboard, never switched off. The number next to your post is not data. It is a mirror your nervous system checks to ask, am I enough? There are 3 specific ways this pattern destroys people, and most are experiencing all 3 without connecting them to the same root. The first is decision paralysis. When your choices are filtered through what others think, you stop deciding for yourself. The second is identity erosion. When you spend years performing for approval, you lose contact with who you actually are. The third is chronic emptiness. Validation gives a hit, but it does not fill anything because it expires. Remember the feeling of checking your phone after you posted? That was not excitement. That was your nervous system running a survival scan. The neuroscience is clear. External validation activates reward, but never genuine self-worth, which means chasing it harder never closes the gap. It widens it because you are feeding a hunger with something that is not food. The most visibly seeking validation are not confident. They are dysregulated, using attention as medication. And the world rewards them for it, which makes the pattern invisible. Because if seeking approval produces success, why would anyone question it? You only question it when the approval stops coming, and you realize there is absolutely nothing left underneath it. So what actually breaks the pattern? Not affirmations, not logging off for a weekend, not being told you are enough by someone else. What breaks it is far more uncomfortable. It is the deliberate practice of acting without waiting for permission, making a decision without explaining it, posting something without checking the response, saying what you think, regardless of how it lands. Every single time you do that and survive, your brain receives real data that contradicts the belief that your worth depends on others. That data cannot be faked. It cannot be told to you. It has to be experienced, one uncomfortable moment at a time. The second shift is learning to separate 2 experiences that feel almost identical: the need for approval and the desire for genuine connection. Needing approval means their response determines your worth. Wanting connection means you bring your worth to the interaction. One makes you smaller every time. The other makes you more solid, and you can feel the difference. The third shift is the hardest. You have to grieve the version of yourself that chased approval. That version was not stupid. It was surviving, but the strategy has a ceiling, and you have hit it. The people who broke free did not stop caring. They simply stopped letting that care make decisions for them. They built an internal reference point, a sense of self that existed before the response came in. That reference point is not built by thinking differently. It is built by acting differently, repeatedly. This takes longer than a week, but every day you act from your own judgment, the foundation gets more solid. And one day you post something, and you do not check your phone because it stopped feeling like survival. That is the shift, not a dramatic moment, just a quiet morning where you realize you are no longer waiting. You already know, and the knowing came from inside, built by you, one act of courage at a time. The brain that learned to need approval is the exact same brain capable of learning it no longer does. That is not hope. That is neuroscience, and it applies to you, regardless of how long the pattern has been running. Think about that feeling again, checking your phone, waiting for someone to notice you. That feeling was never about the post. It was always about one question underneath it. Am I enough? The approval you have been searching for was never outside you. It was always waiting to be built in here.